cool.
Good afternoon, good evening. In some places of the world, this is Travon Smith with the real estate experience. Man, it's always a pleasure. Today's guest, Mr. Sean. I've had a chance to, talk to him a couple of times, be educated by him. He's a loan officer with a lot of knowledge. He's briefed me on some of the transactions I began working on, and it's definitely a pleasure. How you doing today, Mr. Sean?
Doing great, Travon. Doing great. Thank you for having me. This is a very, very nice experience. I like it.
No, it's definitely a pleasure. I know you right now in the sunshine state down in Florida. I know you
Yes,
probably
sir.
on vacation, enjoying the life. Well, I'm gonna let you slide today. So,
I
man,
appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all. I'm glad you got a chance to check in with us. This is something we knew we're trying to check in with anybody with the real estate professionals and pick their brain. If you could start it off by just telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got started.
Okay, absolutely. So my name is Hisham Tadlawi, and I go by Sean for ease of name pronunciation. I've been in the US for about 24 years now. And I transitioned into the lending industry about a year and a half ago. I was in the car business for about 8 years before that. The last six of it was in the finance side of the car business. So I got a little bit of a taste of helping people get loans and helping people be able to achieve their dreams. And to me, it sounded like a great transition, especially when I refinanced my own house and I saw how that process was easy to do. And I figured if the gentleman that helped me can do it, I can certainly do it and do it better. So that's what got me into the lending industry for the real estate world back in March of 2021.
Okay. Yeah, so you're fairly new. I'm fairly new. That's one of the ways I got into real estate is because I had purchased a house and sold a house, but I found myself doing a lot of the legwork. So
Absolutely.
I was like, man, I'm gonna take my test and do some studying and get around the right people like yourself and pick your brains and figure out how I could be successful at it too. Um, yeah, that's interesting because a couple people I've talked to, they came from financing in auto, and now it's transition to lending. So it must have a lot of the similarities, correct?
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, when it comes to the finance industry and the car business, you're helping people get loans
Mhm.
and get qualified to either purchase or lease a vehicle. That's
Okay.
a lot of the behind the scenes legwork that you do in the car industry. Now, it is an easy transition into, financing a home or getting the lending in place to either acquire primary residence, a vacation home, or investment property, which I help with all of those.
Okay. And that's something I'd like you to elaborate on a little bit as far as exactly what is a loan officer. Because people here, they just hear about the lender, they hear about the realtor, but the loan officer is the man or the woman behind the scene helping that engine run. So you can talk a little bit about exactly what you do on a day-to-day basis and what do you
Yeah,
help with the loan process.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, anybody that wants to acquire a piece of real estate, if they don't have the cash to do the transaction in cash or the funds to do the transaction in cash, they will need a loan from an entity such as PRMG, who I work for and I partner with. And I help the person or the entity acquire the money, the funds. So, for example, you come to me, Travon, and you want to buy a house,
Yes.
right? Whether you want to buy a house to live in, or you want to buy a house to vacation in, or you want to buy a house to invest in,
Uh-huh.
right? So you come to me first and you ask me, can I borrow X amount of money?
Yes, sir.
Anything from a couple 100,000 to 3 million. That's kind of what I do. And I am your first step into getting that transaction started. So I look at your finances, I look at your credit history, and I basically tell you this is how much you can buy, this is how much you can do. And we set the tone so that you go to the market or you go to the realtor knowing what you can afford, knowing what your purchasing power is, so that when you're ready to make an offer on something, you're already prepared.
Okay.
So I'm the first step, basically. You get the financing in place, then you start working with the realtor.
And we know that in the real estate world, for the people that may be listening, that be tuning in and trying to either buy their first home or maybe even just trying to get educated, he's the man that I would reach out to that helps me get in a situation, maybe as such as not maybe, but a pre-approval letter, and let us know what direction we're going in.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the first step is to get pre-approved so that you know that you are able and ready to make a purchase. And then at that point, with the pre-approval letter that I provide you, you go back to Travon and you're like, okay, I'm ready. This is how much I can buy. Let's find me a house. Let's do the deal. Let's close on it.
Got you. Okay. Now, I want to, because I'm picking your brain, man. You know, we've had a lot of conversations offline. Like
Right.
for me, being a real estate agent, there were things that I liked about the people that helped me, and there were things that apparently that I thought I could do better. That's why I became a real estate agent. What are some things offhand that you're saying, hey, I'll never be that as a loan officer, that you kind of like, because I see that your communication is well, that you send out informational sheets throughout the week, you follow up. What's some things that you work on to make you the loan officer that you are, in particular to whatever else anybody else does?
All right, cool. So in a nutshell, I make myself available to my realtor partners, such as yourself, and I make myself available to my clients. I'm the loan officer that you're gonna see out and about in the weekend at an open house. I'm gonna be the guy that you're gonna call on a Saturday evening, and I'm gonna pick up your call. I'm gonna answer your questions, and I can even like do your application right there on the spot and get you pre-approved if you're like find yourself in a situation where you need things to happen very quickly. You can count on me to be on point with the documents, with the information that you need. I'm happy to answer all of the questions that you may have. If there's something that I can't answer right away, you better be sure that I'm going to get back to you with the right answer.
Okay, I like that. I definitely like that, and that's something I know about you as well. That you're always willing to go beyond the extra mile, as far as if you know it, and you're sure of it. If you don't know it, you're gonna come back with 2 or 3 confirmations that this is what they're looking for.
Absolutely.
During this time, what are some things that can help expedite? Because there's a lot of things that can go wrong or right with the loan process that's out of everybody's hand, your hands, my hands, the borrower or the seller's hands. What are some things that you can give as a tip, or quick pointers, as far as what the buyer or seller can do to help the loan process go as fast as it can and correctly as it can?
The best thing to do is to stay in contact with your loan officer and be very fast in responding. So, for example, if you start an application with me and I tell you I need document A, B, and C, get it to me yesterday.
Okay.
Because if you get it to me yesterday, then I'm going to move as fast as possible and get you your answer yesterday as well.
Uh-huh.
So in our world, we move as fast as the client does, right? So we need a lot of documents. I mean, not a lot, but we do need documents from the client. So if the client kind of like takes their time in sending the documents that we need, then we can only move as fast with what we have on hand, right? If I need a bank statement, if I need a pay stub, if I need a W-2, if I need your 1099 or anything like that, I need it because I cannot move forward until I have it. So the faster you move, the faster I move.
Yeah, because I've noticed that as me purchasing as well. I'll be like, man, they need this, because sometimes we'll turn in our W-2s, but now that's it. Then we need the 1040s, or we need this and that, and I caught myself, being resistant, and I was like, as a buyer, like, hey, just do what they ask you to do because it's a
Yeah,
reason why. And sometimes do you get that? I mean, I know you have that experience where you get that fight back and that, that resistance from buyers. And he's like, hey, just I'm on your side. I'm just trying to get it
exactly.
done. Like, just give me what you
Exactly.
need, right?
Yeah. There is a lot of people that feel reluctant to provide documentation,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to income, it comes to credit, it comes to bank statements. I mean, I understand it's personal information, right? You don't want to, you're when you're applying for a loan, you're kind of like opening up your life to like the person across from you to know what your life is and like, your deepest, darkest secrets. But then think about it this way, especially in the LA market, right? In the Southern California market,
Hmm.
you're asking me to borrow $1 million plus or close to that. So if I'm going to give you $1 million, you better know that I'm going to ask you for some personal information,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Like people, the more money you're getting from somebody, the more they're gonna want your information. And
Yeah.
and this is just my opinion, because a lot of people say, their families don't come to you or close friends don't come to you. Most of your referrals come from people outside your circles. In my opinion, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's because you know too much. You'll understand too much of what's going on, and a lot of people and a lot of families, just my opinion, are uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
for
why,
sure.
we plant seeds and, get outside, resources and things like that. So, oh man, Sean, I'm enjoying, I'm learning a lot as well. So we definitely gonna have to have you back and get updates. But
Yeah, for sure.
what are, it's 2022. The interest rates have gone up, and as of now, I've seen on the local it have went down for, just a little bit as of right now, and and
Yep.
they're scheduled to, you know uh, be reevaluated in 2 months. What are some things that are difficult in these times where people are maybe concerned or nervous about the interest rates?
The interest rate is a very sensitive conversation with a lot of people.
Uh-huh.
The interest rate is what it is, right? I personally have zero control over it. We're at the mercy of the market, whatever it does. If it goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down, right? That's one thing. Now, as far as the real estate market in general and where we're headed, there is still a significant lack of inventory available,
Okay.
which means that the home prices are going to keep going up. And from all the conversations that I've had with industry experts and all the updates that I've gotten from people that I have been in the business for decades, the real estate market is going to keep trending upwards for at least another 5-6 years because the inventory is going to take at least that long to catch up
Mhm.
before we see probably a turn into a buyer's market. Because right now it's still a
That's
seller's market. It's gonna go like that for 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And you and I probably get this question a lot. When is the best time to buy?
I know the answer, and you know the answer.
Yeah, the best time to buy is yesterday.
When you look, and as a buyer, when you get approved,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
when you get approved, that's the best time to buy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because real estate is going up. If you buy today, you know that you're going to make some money in the next couple of months. It might not be much, but you're making something
Yeah,
because you're not spending your money on rental. You're not paying somebody else's mortgage.
exactly.
So
And that's one of the hardest things to beat in people's heads that are maybe first time buyers. Investment property buyers understand the game. The first time
absolutely.
home buyers, and I'm a big time, somebody helped me when I was a first time home buyer. So that's one of my loves to help first time home buyers. But you've seen I've come to you and it's been like, oh my God, like why do we do it? But we do it because we love it. So it's nothing
Absolutely.
like getting those people their first time home, but it's just so hard to get them to believe and know what we know. Hey, the best time to buy, as Big Sean has said, and I'm saying right now, is when you get approved. If you get approved today, it's time to buy. If you get approved tomorrow, it's time to buy, and let the mathematics and the interest rates take care of themselves. Sean, I usually end by saying give your information, but I love, your platform. You can give Sean a call, 424-777-3499. You see his website, SeanTAD.com. Give him a call. What areas do you work?
I am licensed in the state of California,
Mm.
Florida, Illinois, Maine, New Mexico, Texas, and Washington.
I just wanted you to say it. I see it all up there. If you have any questions, we'll have all Sean's information posted in
Absolutely.
the links below. Sean, I truly, sincerely appreciate you for hanging out with us today and sharing your knowledge. I definitely want you to come back. It's a pleasure, man. And you dropped some jewels on here for us.
Happy to be here. You can have me anytime. Thank
I,
you.
I appreciate it. It's Travon Smith with the Real Estate Experience. Hey, we're here. Check us out. This is episode 3 with my man Sean, the loan officer. Give him a call. As you can see, all his information, 424-777-3499, SeanTAD.com at PRMG. Sean, appreciate you, man. Have a good day. Enjoy the weekend.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, boss.
All right.